Ever since CM Punk's dramatic termination from AEW last month, there's been endless speculation surrounding who exactly made the fateful call to axe him. The natural assumption has been that Tony Khan, as owner and chief decision-maker, was solely responsible for giving Punk his walking papers. However, outspoken wrestling legend Jim Cornette has a very different take. He believes it may not have been Khan who pulled the trigger, but instead a top female AEW executive, Pereq. In this video, we'll thoroughly dissect Cornette's controversial comments, delve deep into why he fingered Pereq as the potential driving force behind Punk's firing, and rigorously scrutinize how plausible his explosive theory really is. There are layers upon layers to unpack regarding this drama-filled situation, so let's dive right in. Cornette's theory detailed. On a recent Fire edition of Drive-Thru podcast, Jim Cornette methodologically laid out his case for why he believes someone other than Tony Khan made the critical call to terminate CM Punk. Here is a pivotal excerpt of what he had to say. All the rumors are that Tony Khan didn't fire Punk, that it came from up top. And there's only one woman up top, and that's Pereq. She's a chief legal officer. She's a talent operations person. She's the HR person. I think Mega looked on this situation and said, oh no, this is unrepairable. For those less acquainted with AEW's corporate structure, Pereq is a prominent executive who oversees many of the company's essential business and talent functions. She previously served as Chief Legal Officer and SVP of Football Administration for Khan's Jacksonville Jaguars, before he recruited her to AEW. So, she possesses ample high-level experience navigating complex legal and HR scenarios. According to Cornette's conjecture, Pereq meticulously assessed the chaotic situation involving Punk, from his indecently tired and all-out media scrum to the ugly backstage Donnybrook afterwards. Her shrewd evaluation was that the relationship between Punk and AEW leadership was damaged far beyond any hope of reconciliation. Cornette contends Pereq decisively concluded that permanently severing ties with Punk was the wisest course of action for the health and stability of the company. In Cornette's telling, she determined that too much damage had been done for the situation to be salvaged. If his speculation proves accurate, Pereq would have been the driving force compelling Khan to fire his most prized and famous star, despite Khan's known reluctance to confront talent issues head-on. Furthermore, Cornette asserts that Pereq likely had far greater access to the details of Punk's toxic relationships with Hangman Page and the Elite than Khan did himself. As head of talent relations and the primary liaison between talent and management, Pereq would have had unique insider knowledge of the simmering animosities threatening to boil over. In essence, Cornette contends that Pereq saw Punk's firing not just as personal issues, but as a way to reshape the culture of the company. Removing an inflammatory presence like Punk would prevent future incidents and uphold a standard of discipline within AEW. So in Cornette's controversial telling, Pereq essentially forced Khan's hand in firing CM Punk by convincing him it was a necessary move to protect both the legal and cultural health of AEW as an organization. While unproven, it offers an intriguing alternate theory from the prevailing assumption that Khan acted alone. Cornette's rationale. But why does the always controversial Cornette feel Pereq is a more profitable candidate than Khan himself when it comes to dismissing CM Punk? On his podcast, he offered some astute logic to underpin his provocative hypotheses. Mega is the one who has dealt with the talent and their issues. Mega is the one who knows where the bodies are buried. Mega is the one who has tried to alleviate and play peacemaker, and Mega is probably sick of Punk's bullshit. Cornette argues persuasively that as Chief Legal Officer and Head of Talent Relations, Pereq has fostered far closer day-to-day interactions with Punk, the Elite, and other top AEW talent than Khan ever has. She likely possesses intricate insider knowledge of various backstage disputes and tensions that have surfaced within the company during its short history. Over AEW's 3-year tenure, Cornette believes Pereq has often attempted to diffuse conflicts through patient mediation and compromise. But when it comes to the notoriously Icelandic loose cannon Punk, her efforts at reconciliation finally failed. After the horror at All Out, Cornette speculates that Pereq decided enough was enough. The locker room dynamic was fractured beyond repair, and she knew banishing Punk was essential for the company to move forward in a positive direction. Plausibility of Cornette's theory. But is Jim Cornette's captivating theory actually plausible? Could Pereq genuinely have been the true decision maker, expelling CM Punk rather than Tony Khan? On the side lending credibility to Cornette's speculation, Pereq's vital front row seat in AEW's talent management and business operations means she undoubtedly had an unmatched intimate understanding of the dysfunction between Punk and company leadership. She would have had unparalleled insights into why the situation was untenable. Furthermore, Khan has developed a reputation for indecision when conflicts arise. He seems to despise confrontation or disciplinary action. He may have wavered endlessly on firing his largest star investment in Punk without a forceful shove from Pereq. In addition, as Chief Legal Officer, Pereq wields tremendous authority regarding talent, contracts, and legal affairs. If she had made a compelling case that firing Punk was essential, Khan likely would have felt immense pressure to follow her counsel. Moreover, Pereq oversees HR issues and company culture. The toxicity of the Punk situation may have indicated to her it was poisoning the locker room irreparably. She also had a close working relationship with Cody Rhodes, who had his own falling out with AEW management. She may have foreseen a similar outcome with Punk. On the other side, making Cornette's claim rather doubtful, Khan has not indicated in any statement or interview that he wasn't the sole person responsible for removing Punk. As owner and financial provider, most presume he has had the final word on all major talent verdicts. Furthermore, we have no direct confirmation that Pereq was fed up with Punk's antics or saw their partnership as permanently unsalvageable. That is speculation on Cornette's part based on her important behind-the-scenes role. In addition, Cornette is often hypercritical of AEW and prone to controversial conjecture. This theory aligns with his overarching suspicions about AEW's management capabilities. Moreover, it would be unusual for Khan to surrender total authority over his top star to another executive. Pereq may have influenced him, but Khan likely made the final call. Finally, Pereq does not have an extensive wrestling background. Khan may rely on her business acumen, but makes the key talent decisions himself. When all factors are carefully weighed, the prevailing likelihood still appears that Tony Khan himself pulled the trigger on firing CM Punk. But Cornette highlights an intriguing alternate viewpoint that can't be entirely discarded given Pereq's integral backstage influence. Nonetheless, hard evidence is lacking regarding his precise speculation. Without more concrete proof, it's hard to take Cornette's theory as gospel rather than just proactive conjecture. The truth lies somewhere in the middle. Fallout from Punk's AEW exit. Regardless of who ultimately wielded the axe on CM Punk's brief drama-filled AEW tenure, the fallout from his termination still casts an immense shadow over the company. Cornette feels the way Punk's departure was handled will have detrimental consequences moving forward. Cornette contends that by declining to penalise anyone beyond Punk after the backstage melee, AEW has established a hazardous precedent around locker room discipline. He argues the roster now recognises that they can get physical without fear of losing their jobs or facing concrete punishment. In Cornette's view, this perceived lack of stern sanctions for such egregious misconduct could incentivise further issues. He makes a convincing case that AEW failed to convey an ambiguous message that such unprofessional behaviour will never be tolerated. The company seemed reluctant to ruffle feathers. Many other veteran wrestling analysts concur that Cornette's misgivings around AEW's mild response, the fledgling company remains very youthful, and this ugly fiasco has spotlighted potential deficiencies in leadership and locker room control. What do you make of Cornette's provocative speculation? Could Pereq realistically have been the driving force outside Punk instead of Khan himself? Let us know your take in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more wrestling coverage on the channel. Thanks for watching.